Hi there, guys. This is Tim Pelland from Tim and the Lou Dog Show here at the viewing of Silent Times. I have one of the stars with me, the lovely Veronica, and I have the lovely Tammy with me too. We're gonna ask Veronica a couple questions on how she got into doing a silent movie, which is very rare today for anybody to do a silent movie. Very difficult to do, too, I might add. So, Veronica, let's start out with who you are. Where'd you come from?
Oh, where I came from? I came here about 19 years ago. Came from Ukraine. Used to live in Martha's Vineyard. Was married back then. Raised a family, and the rest is history. I used to be an editor in a newspaper. I'm a linguist. Yeah, interpreter.
Wow.
Learning yoga now. And so about a year ago, Christopher found me on Facebook and he contacted. He says, "I want you to be in a movie." And so, it's interesting. And so that's how I got involved. So the mime thing, it's my thing, I guess.
Well, he made a great choice. Tammy, you got a question?
Yeah. So, what is your role in the movie?
So there are two mimes. There was Olga Kurkulina, who was mime number one, who is in Israel now. And so I continued the work she started. So I'm mime number two.
Come on, baby, won't you hold it? Come on, baby, won't you hold it? Now that same old place, sweet home Chicago. Let's do some adding now. Sitting 918. Come on, brother, don't you fly out to sea. Hand in hand, baby, won't you want to go? Now that same old place, sweet home Chicago. It's about your man. Yeah. Hey, Breen.
You, Heather, because you know I've supported you from day one. You were so good for this area, and you do so much for this area.
Thank you. I appreciate
You're so important for us.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I really mean that.
Thank you. That's
So,
very heartfelt.
so anyway, election day's coming up,
Oh, it is.
and you're out and about
I'm not counting
everywhere.
the days. I'm
No,
on
I know, yeah, I know.
Nine.
But it's such an honor to have you here. You know, one thing about you, you always get out to every event.
I try.
You are always in places, you know, and people see you, and that's really important. I think people need
Oh,
to see
thank you.
that.
I
So,
hope so. I try to treat everyone as I would want to be treated. I always say it doesn't matter what color your team wears. I'm willing to work with you and talk to you and listen. And for me, I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt to help them when they're in a space where it might not be the best, to try to bring them up.
yeah.
And I've really reached out to the community, and I hope that I will return
Yep.
and continue.
Well,
to
we
serve.
hope you return
thank
too.
You a lot. Thank you.
So, anyway, is there anything in closing you'd like to say?
No, I would just like to say thank you for the committee that put this together, and the idea is fantastic, and I hope this can be an annual event. It would be great
Would be
to see
nice.
this bursting at the seams, and thank everybody for coming out, who's come out so far, because I think it's going to be a great night. And thank Tammy, look at her, she's great here, flapper, for coming out. She's got the moves down.
Not really.
Yes, no, you do. You're doing great. So it's fun to see everybody just out doing something different and just enjoying themselves. So
Great.
thanks for having
Thank
me.
you. Thank you very much, Heather.
The drag movement or the drag experience, where has it been and where is it going? Like, how can people learn more information about it or support the scene, so to speak?
A lot of my friends who didn't know anything about it, RuPaul's Drag Race, which is on VH1, they have a couple of seasons throughout the year. You just have to watch for it. But watching that and watching the people get ready, people who know nothing about it, it teaches them. You know what I mean? Because it takes 3 hours to look like this. It's not like you just whoop something on and here we are. You know what I mean? It takes time. But that show, a lot of my straight friends and my gay friends learned just by watching that show, because it's very interesting. She won an Emmy now. So RuPaul, you know what I mean? She's the winner of the world now, because she got Emmys, she got a star in Hollywood, and she does a great job with that show. And you know what I mean? It's done a lot for drag.
Very influential. And I just saw the movie Star is Born. I don't know if you saw that one, Tammy.
I have not yet.
Well, there's some drag queen opening scenes is right in that film.
Yes, and Shangela, she said that Gaga, if she would have never told her to audition, she would never have the gig, and she got picked. So Shangela, she always says hello, but she's in the movie. That's why I want to go see it, because I didn't see it yet, but I want to go see it because I love Gaga, and to have a drag queen in a movie, I mean it shows no discrimination.
No, I just think that's absolutely amazing, and I think that this is absolutely wonderful. And you hosting this is great, because this area is a little more closed-minded, a little more, especially they're nothing like Northampton where everything's. So I think it's absolutely amazing to sit there and shed like so many different lights on everything right now, and I think this is beautiful.
Felicia, it's just a fabulous thing that you're here and sharing your goodwill and your hosting talents, and we want to thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I think that's it. I'm like, so the Pawcatuck Neighborhood Center, yes, that's what we're doing that for, the can drive to help support them. And I want to thank you very much, because that actually helps some of the patients I have. The Pawcatuck Neighborhood Center helps them out a lot. So I wanted to thank you personally for helping out with that.
You got to give to get.
Thank you very much, Felicia, for Vaudeville Con.
Thank you.
That was good. It was good.
Stay silent. Guess you better slow Mustang down. Mustang saddle now. too much too late. Down on it on, with my precious sanity. Yeah. Well, the night has come, and the land is down, and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. This is life as you stand in my me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand. You better running all over town. Oh, bet you better put your flat feet on the ground. Yeah.
We have some more stars from the film Silent Times. I'm going to allow you guys to introduce yourselves and what role you played in Silent Times.
Okay, my name is Ms. Marci, and I played, like I guess you'd say, like a cabaret singer, sort of.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So, and you,
And-
sir?
Well, see, I have a wife, and she has a band,
Yep.
and she lets me play in it right here.
Nice. Yeah, awesome. What band do you guys have?
Miss Marcy and the Love Sick Hounds.
Marcy, I think I've seen you before.
Oh, yeah.
These guys are really good, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have a question for? I have seen you before.
And you guys will be also playing tonight for us?
Yes, we will.
All right, that sounds wonderful. We'll be dancing to go with your music.
Oh, I hope so. We haven't got a drummer, though.
I should have known. I have a drum at home. I could have played with you guys.
Until you get back.
That's all right. We don't need a drummer. So.
All right.
So what was your opinion when Chris came up to you and said, "Hey, I want you to be in a silent movie"? What did you guys think when he said that?
Well, my first reaction was, okay, we're going to play music in a silent movie. Hello. But it worked out well, yeah.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
there was actually sound when we performed. so-
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, what scene do you guys perform in there? I'm just curious because I haven't seen this
You
yet.
know what? I haven't seen the entire movie yet.
So neither have I.
Tonight it's going to be a real treat.
Nice. So I'll get to see your part. You'll get to see my part. I'll get to see your part. We'll all get to see the movie tonight. How great is that?
Keep everything in the barnyard, upstairs away. In the barnyard, the hounds begin to howl. The dogs begin to bark. The hounds begin to howl. Look out all you strange kid people, with roosters all around.
Sure we have a good camera angle for this. I'm making sure He's going to do a little exhibition right now. Okay, everyone, if we could have your full attention, I'm going to give you the red carpet. I'm going to stand back and let you do your thing, sir. I just find it fascinating what you do, and I find it a tremendous skill set that I think people, once they see you do it, then they appreciate it. I remember the first time I saw you at another one of Chris Annino's events, I started using my phone camera to tape you because I was so excited by what you were doing. So I just want to say thank you so much, and if there's people out there that see this video and they want to do what you do, what is your suggestion for them to learn?
Well, if you're starting out for the first time, I recommend that you be prepared to get hurt, because I've dropped the rifle a number of times. I've gotten all kinds of bruises and cuts. So pain is part of the learning process with this practice.
It's the art of learning is sometimes painful. I want to thank you so much, sir, and thank you for your service to our country, because what you're doing is just amazing. Thank you so much for being here.
And thank you very much for having me.
You are beautiful in every single way. Words can't bring you down. So don't you bring me down today. Everything we do, everything we say, sing alongside to our beautiful mistakes. And some will always shine, no matter where we go. We'll wake up on the other side. We are beautiful every single way. Words can't bring us down. We are beautiful in every single way. Words can't bring us down. So don't you bring me down today.
For a different company, we're all wrestlers. So I wouldn't go anywhere without my whole locker room going with me. That's my family. And in ECW, we would never have that in our locker room. We all would go together. We have fought together. As a matter of fact, our last ECW TV, there was a wrestling federation in California that came in and invaded, and we fought off people who invaded our locker room. So to leave anyone behind, that's, I don't know, that's a disgrace to me. I'm Italian too, so
To look out, mi familia. I remember, was it Rob Black and XWF? But we're getting the wrap up. But I just, it's so great to have you, because ECW was an important part of my life as a reporter. I did a lot of reporting on those shows. Shane Douglas, Raven, and yourself, and everyone. And I just really want to thank you for coming to Vaudeville Con. Angel, is there anything you want to say before we wrap up?
No, I just want to say thank you so much for being here and allowing me to represent women's wrestling. And I'm so excited for this Vaudeville Con, and I'm so glad that I got to meet you and a lot of the other terrific people here in Pawcatuck, Connecticut. So I can't wait to enjoy the rest of our evening. Mwah. Have a lovely evening.
Have a lovely evening. Thank you, Angel.
Thank you.
Thank you. Maybe we'll get another interview.
Chocolate on my fingers. on my lips. Sugar diabetes and blood on my hips. I get the nighttime coming, so I can go downstairs. I got them Oreo cream sandwich, chocolate cream cookie blue. I hide them in the cabinet, I keep them in a jar. For emergencies, no baby, I keep them in the glove box of my car. I can't get without them. They get me high and I get all moved. I got them all real cream sandwich, chocolate cream cookie blues. Come
Hi, welcome back to Vaudeville Con and the premiere of Silent Times. We have a very special guest, Angela Graham, all the way from the UK. Angela, thanks for being here. You're a very special lady of the night and the ceremony. Tell us about it, Angela.
I'm the girlfriend of Chris Annino, and I've travelled from England to come to this evening.
And a very special ceremony is going to take place, from what I understand. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
I'm not too sure exactly what's happening here, but it's a commitment of a friendship, a sort of an engagement.
That's very, very exciting. And from the research I've done about you, you've had some experience with professional fitness competition, bodybuilding. That's a fascinating world to me. Can you tell us more about that experience?
Yes, I've been a bodybuilding champion sometime in the past, and in the UK I had 7 titles. I've competed internationally and got up to international world status.
It's a very fascinating world. Where do you see, tell us about in your career as a fitness expert and a bodybuilder, how that world has kind of developed or evolved with time, because it's just, I mean, we all know about Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lou Ferrigno and pumping iron, but the women's world of bodybuilding, everything is so fascinating. What are your thoughts on where it's been, where it's going, where it is now?
When I first started women's bodybuilding, it was in its infancy, and I'm looked upon as one of the early pioneers. There was only 2 weight categories in those days, which was the lightweight and the medium weight, from which I was medium weight. But over the years they've opened new classes, which incorporates fitness, bikini, both for males and females. There's different stages of competition now, which opens the doors for people that are not with heavy density muscle, which seems to be going out of fashion apart from the Miss and Miss Olympias.
And tonight you're dressed for the occasion. Vaudeville, is that something that has been a part of your life before? Did you get into that because of Chris, or is this new to you? It's kind of new to me, to be honest with you.
It's new to me, actually. I know there is a Facebook page, Vaudeville, which is orientated around acting and film. I know very little about it, but I've made the effort to dress in 1920s for this evening, and that's Chris's influence.
Well, you look fabulous. This is very exciting. Thanks for being here. It means a lot to Chris and to everybody. So I want to thank Angela Graham. If there's anything last you want to say to the audience, please go right ahead.
I hope you have a very pleasant evening.
Thank you very much. We'll pitch you to the pork. Or pitch